here with Stacey, and we're going to be talking about serotonin and what it can do for you. Many people don't realize that serotonin imbalance is the underlying thing behind so many symptoms that people are suffering from that they don't typically associate or realize has got anything to do with serotonin. Now, some of the things that are better understood are anxiety, depression, panic attacks, but there's a lot more to it. But anyway, I'm going to get into all that right now. In just a second, I'm going to introduce Stacey, who's going to share a little bit about what's gone on in her life and how ADAPT product that we use to balance serotonin has really made a big difference. So she's been through quite a bit. I'm not going to share any of it. I'm going to pass over to Stacey. So, hey, Stacey. So, listen,
Hi.
we've been friends for years, and I've seen, behind the scenes, some of the stuff going on in your life. You've had quite a lot of trauma and stuff. So, do you want to share a little bit about, some of the roller coaster emotions and stuff you've gone through and what you've done about it and where you are today?
Right. In 2021, I was medically injured by two of those things that we can't talk about, which of course set off a whirlwind of problems health-wise. I finally got my health back in order, thanks to you, but I was still not mentally okay. So I was struggling with feeling overwhelmed, not being able to organize my thoughts, kind of being scatterbrained all over the place, lots of anxiety, trouble sleeping, bouts of depression. And when you told me about ADAPT, I was super interested because I knew that something was off because of all those symptoms I was having. But then, of course, we researched it further and I found that I had even more symptoms of low serotonin than I thought. So back in March, I started this product, ADAPT. And at first, I was just taking it when I was having like anxiety attacks or like I was feeling overwhelmed, like work was crazy or there was like tons of messages or whatever. And I would just get overwhelmed and my thoughts wouldn't, whatever. And it worked great for that. But then you and I spoke and you're like, no, you should probably be taking it all throughout the day to really balance yourself. So I started using it that way. And that's when I really saw the big significant changes in my mental health. So at the time, I was in a really toxic relationship, basically not speaking up for myself, kind of just letting my whole life crumble before me without speaking up, letting this person like run all over me, do whatever they wanted, and not speaking up, not having the courage to speak up. I had all kinds of feelings of self-doubt. Am I doing something wrong? Am I not good enough? Yada, yada, yada. Well, the ADAPT took that away, like completely just shut that voice off in my head. I finally felt confident in what I was doing and it like made everything crystal clear. What are you doing, Stacy? Why are you in this situation? You're better than that, and I finally found confidence that I had never had in my life. And that was a huge piece of it. And since then, I've just continued to get stronger and more confident. I don't have those looping thoughts. I'm not an anxious mess. I'm very organized. Like I'm getting up and having a routine with my supplements, which I struggled with up until that point. Um, I'm taking so much better care of myself physically and mentally. I've made big changes, taken some really big risks that I don't think I would have done without it. Like I sold all my stuff and I'm going to hit the road and travel the US, something I've dreamed of doing since I was very young. So I just wanted to share with people like how much this has impacted and changed the trajectory of my life. And it was all because I didn't realize that all those like self-doubt and self-sabotage things that were happening in my life were because my serotonin was low.
Right, right. And when you first tried Adapt, how long was it before you felt the effects? Because this is
5 minutes.
yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. The first day I took it, I was, like I said, just overwhelmed with my situation at home, but also with work and all these people coming at me. I felt like I was a spider web being pulled, in the middle of a spider web being pulled in 50 million different directions. And I did 5 sprays the first time I tried it. And within 5 minutes, I was like, why was I freaking out? Why was I freaking out? I couldn't, I literally that quickly it shifted the way that my brain was firing. It was crazy. And ever since then I've just been hooked on this stuff. My son uses it. He actually had a panic attack where he fainted and I sprayed it in his mouth and he came out of the panic attack in 5 minutes. So this stuff is just incredible and it's helping him get through his situation as well. It's helping me. I don't think I would be able to handle this breakup and this big giant move and all these things I'm doing without it. There's no way. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have been in self-doubt mode, looping thought. self-sabotage, anxiety, and I don't have any of that. It's awesome.
Also, just for those that want to, question, well, what is this stuff? What's in it? It's an ingredient that's not in any other supplement or food. It's a plant polyphenol, and this product is patented, so it's protected with a utility patent, not a design patent. Well, actually, multiple utility patents. It's proven to work in humans. Some of the symptoms. Let's look at some of the symptoms that it helps with, because Stacey's just mentioned a few.
Mhm.
But I'm just putting up on the screen there some of the other symptoms. That's 50 symptoms. That's not an exhaustive list. That's just some of the most common. And this is for low serotonin, which is what
Mhm.
Stacey had. But this will help with low or high serotonin. Usually, people with high serotonin, it's because they've taken drugs, SSRIs, which raise serotonin, but they don't have a break. So you end up with too much serotonin if you're taking things like Zoloft, Prozac, and the other SSRIs. There's a whole host of them that doctors will prescribe because they know you've got low serotonin, and these things do help for many people in the short term, sometimes even the medium term, but eventually you end up with high serotonin, and then you get a worse list than this list. It's because it includes death and suicidal thoughts and even worse stuff. But anyway, so that I'm kind of leaving that out there for people to read, but you can see there's
Mhm.
quite a wide range of different issues that serotonin is linked to, which includes things like ADHD and SAD and autism and OCD. Lots of the what do you call it with the letters meanings out? It's gone out of my head.
Acronyms.
Acronyms, right? So, but much more serious things like bipolar, and simple things like
Mhm.
headaches and confusion and brain fog and aggression and irritability. But it's not all mood swings, because there's things like fibromyalgia in there as well, and digestive issues, and including vomiting and nausea and all of that. So it's quite
Mhm.
encompassing what serotonin is involved in. Skin things as well. It's another area. So it really is affecting a lot of stuff, and most of the serotonin is actually made in the gut. 90% of it is made in the gut. The rest of it in other parts of the body. But the thing is, because of certain toxins like glyphosate and others, which is just everywhere, a lot of people are getting digestive issues, which results in various imbalances. And one of those, sadly, is the lower serotonin, which then has this knock on effect with all these other things. And then there's malabsorption and other things as well, but that's not the topic for this video. So once people realize that they have a serotonin imbalance, and if you've got a few of those symptoms, if you've got one, you might have a serotonin imbalance, but one, there's a lot of possibilities. But if you've got two, three, four, five, or more, you've probably got a serotonin imbalance. And then this is something which is very safe, completely natural. There's one active ingredient. It's basically water and organic peppermint leaf for flavoring, which is so weak most people can't taste it. And then this polyphenol compound from an immature grass. It's only in it for a few weeks. So that's why it's not in diet and not anywhere really. So anyway, so there you go. It is amazing. I've seen so many times
Mhm.
people getting results as quickly as Stacey, 5-10 minutes, or certainly same day. Some people, depending on what their issues are, sleep is another thing it helps with. So sometimes it can take weeks, a month, or even a month and a half for some people, but it's not unusual to see it working in the same day, especially for something like Stacey's looking at, or kids that are on the mental. I'm not going to be careful before already name them, but it's amazing. So hopefully, if any of you have just discovered in listening to this that you've got multiple symptoms from that list, and you didn't ever know why, now you know. Something can easily be done about it. And by the way, the company that makes the product does a money back guarantee, 60-day money back guarantee. You can try it for 60 days. If you don't get the results, you can get your money back. So really, you've got absolutely nothing to lose. So get in touch with Stacey, or me, or whoever gives you this video. Get in touch, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you get yourself sorted. Thanks so much for sharing, Stacey.
You're
Your
welcome.
encouragement to so many people. So bye bye, everyone.
Bye.